Oh, 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 oh. It's not easy being cheesy, guys. Okay, I'll say that. And I speak from experience when I say that. It's not easy being cheesy. But we're good. We're good. We'll make it. So it's been a little bit since the last episode for me. Where to begin? Let's get right down to it. Okay, because I'm done with wasting the viewers' time. Just to quickly recap, though, I guess. We're getting better. We're getting smarter, stronger, wiser, less afraid. I'm getting less afraid of these damn woods. Okay, every time I do this, it's getting better and better. But I haven't been rolled up on yet, so we'll see what happens with that. You know, this force has been nice to me so far. I think this will probably be the last video of this year, guys. Well, I say guys. Fuck, I mean, my channel right now, you could hear a pin drop. There is nobody on my channel. No, right now as I speak. The date is August, I believe 16th. August 16th, 2025. And there's not a viewer on my site. There's no viewer. The viewer hasn't come yet. But preparing this for him when he does show up. Or she. Who knows? But yeah, you could hear a pin drop on my channel. So really, I'm just talking to myself. You know, there's fuck all going on. But I guess a recap for myself, like, I want to get these videos out of the way, talking about certain topics that are super common. When you meet somebody, you know, you want to ask certain things. You want to know this about them. You got to do that. It's a very good tool, by the way. I don't know where you find one of these, but prime time. Very good. Yeah. So I want to cover all these things. The first episodes, you know, cover these things that people have, questions they have about me. So going forward, I don't have to keep repeating myself. You know, some things will change, but this frickin' fire, man, just start, go and stay, burn this stuff. My notebook, put that there. This is a pathetic fire. All this wood was wet too. It's insane, you know. You got to make sure every little thing is right to do something like this. Normally when I go out and I camp alone like this, it's no technology really. It's all the technology I want to bring. But to be able to record in nature and do this show, it is tough. It is very tough. One thing is wrong. One thing is off. The wood is wet. If this, forget this, forget that, forget this. You forget something. It can be detrimental, very detrimental. Very whiny. I should stop whining. So let's talk about it. You know, let's go. We need to talk about sex. And how do I begin to talk about sex? It is a wild subject, but it's something we all need to, as humans, we're figuring out what it is and what it isn't. And I don't have it all figured out, but I do, since I am what I am. I feel like I should be talking about this because I feel like I can say things that other people would be ashamed to say and afraid to say, uh, and I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say the things that are truth to me, okay? And that's just the way she goes. So, boom, boom, boom. Take a swig of water. So, I guess I'll just speak from me, from my experience. And, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't know what sex was. I grew up very blessed, uh, blessed in a lot of ways. I had a great family. Um, only problem was money. We didn't have a lot of money, but we made do. And we lived in a nice neighborhood where we spent every penny uh, to get a good education and to live in a good spot in Canada. Beautiful, beautiful Canada. Now, growing up, I obviously, when you start out as a baby, you don't know about sex. You don't know about any of that. You don't know about girls. You don't know about any of that. And also, I just want to say, I'm speaking as a man, okay? I don't know about women. I haven't lived as a woman as far as I can tell. So, I'm speaking from a man perspective, and I'm mostly speaking to uh, maybe a male viewer will understand this more, or maybe whatever, right? You get it. So growing up, I wasn't thinking about girls because I didn't know. I'm figuring out the world and everything. Um, and it's just kind of weird. It's like when you're a kid, you're growing up. I remember not knowing about that other gender. You kind of just, they're over there, we're over here, and we don't talk to them. That's kind of how it was in school. You know, it's like an unsaid thing. It's just like female is something you figure about. There's like something there, but you don't really know what it is until later. This little separation, which could be like real or it could be just in my head. But yeah, when you're in school, it's like you're just hanging with the boys, really. But also, I'm 26. Okay, so I was born in '99. So technology was coming in, but it wasn't as crazy as it is now when I was in school. It was like flip phones were happening and certain stuff like that. Like it wasn't as crazy as it is now. Information was not as, if you needed information, you pretty much, you still had to read. You had to go out and read books to get information. But it was coming in, more information was coming in through the internet. Nowadays, if you have the internet, boom, you don't need books. You can just go to YouTube, Google, Virex, whatever you want. We'll hook you up. Whatever you want to know. But back then, we didn't have that. Blah, blah, blah. Boomer talk. Nobody cares. that was a very, I think that was a good thing. Um, but anyways, I need to explain, kind of dodging around it, but I've had a weird life when it comes to sex and the opposite gender and interacting with them. I'm a very weird, unique, special little snowflake. Not really, but I just need to say it. What I'm about to explain to you is something very close to me. Something that I haven't told anyone. I haven't told a single soul about this until now. Tonight's the night I break off of my chains. Tonight's the night I tell the viewer and I break free. Sex, women, porn, relationships. For me to have an ability to speak cleanly, clearly, truthfully, I need to explain this so you understand about me. Okay, in my perspective. This is what happened, okay? Growing up, I didn't know anything. I already said that. I didn't know anything about girls, females. It was very innocent. I barely knew words. Yeah, just gotta fucking do this. If I'm gonna do this, I'm smoking. Okay? That's just it. This is an insane thing I'm about to tell you. I feel like a lot of guys they don't they're scared to talk about this, and I don't blame them. I do not blame guys for being scared to talk about what I'm about to tell you. It's not really too, like, it's some scared, it's fear, right? It is fear. It's also like, it's also just why talk about it when you could just go ahead and not talk about it, or feign like it's something else or something. I'm being very there we go. Now we got a fire, guys. Fuck yeah, we got a fire now. Now this is a EOL video. Okay, I'm ready. Remember, viewer, whatever time you're in right now, I don't know. But this is to grow wiser. Bigger, badder, wiser. Bigger, gooder, wiser. But anyways, here we go. So I didn't know nothing. I was around 8 or 7. And I was in my bedroom. I just started to learn how to read. And while I was in my bedroom, I guess somehow I got a hold of a newspaper. I don't know what the newspaper was or whatever. I didn't know. I just like paper, and when I was a kid, you're so fucking dumb. Really, all I liked, I remember digging through garbage. Okay, I like digging through garbage at that time, playing with clay, like Play-Doh, and then, like crumpling up paper. That was the shit that I did for fun back then. Okay, so that gives you some context for what age I was, okay, and what I was doing. Around 7 or 8, and in my bedroom, I shared a bedroom with my sister, and we were in there totally innocent. She's 2 years older than me. And we got this newspaper, and there's a article on, I think it was the front page, but my brain could be making that up. I don't know. But front page article. And it was just a little section, right? That's all I read was this little section. And it said, what the hell did it say? I remember it though. It said, man caught in bank masturbating. And I remember, man in bank caught masturbating. And I remember not knowing what that word was. And for the longest time, I didn't know what that word was, even after this. Masturbating. Masturbating. What a weird word. I didn't know. I had no clue what it meant. But I was intrigued. I was like, okay. Man caught in bank masturbating. I knew enough how to read at, low grade level. And then it said something and he was caught because he rubbed his penis against his leg. That's what the article said too, in other words. He said he was caught, and he was caught by masturbating by using his penis and rubbing it on his leg. He rubbed his cock on his leg in a bank. Now, I don't know about this guy. I don't know. It didn't even have a picture. It was just an article. So I was like, what? I ignored the whole article. I just wanted to know, like, okay, so penis against his leg. And then I was like, no way. Like, his penis? And you have like an inkling. Like, I had an inkling as a kid. Like, I kind of just pieced it together. Like, okay, so the penis is this fucking thing that I've been looking at this whole time when I was growing up. And I'm like, what is this weird? Like, all this is like chill. Like, I'm chill with all this. But like this weird thing, like that, like water comes out of sometimes, like just fucking weird, eh? But anyways, I'm like, okay, so that's my penis? And then like, wait, hold up. So this man got caught masturbating by rubbing his penis against his leg? And I'm like, hold up, I need to try something. This is traumatic, by the way. This is fucked up. Never told anybody this. So I guess you can guess what happened next. I tried it. I wanted to know. If this really was the penis, I could find out by rubbing my penis against my leg. And then see what happens. So, being a little tiny innocent kid, I did this. I tried it. I won't go into detail really, but I tried it. And it fucking worked. It worked. And now it's weird, right? Now, that's why I said I'm unique. Is because I don't know how many people have done this. If you've done this, viewer, please let me know. Please offer me guidance, viewer. Say what you know. Tell me. But I don't know how many people have done this, but I'll tell you from experience. when you're young, you don't come. It's just like a feeling. It's just like you're coming, but there's nothing coming out. So is it really coming? But whatever, I don't know. But, and then what you think about, right? Like, I was just laying there rubbing my cock against my fucking thigh, and I didn't really, my brain just went to girls right away. It's so weird. But I didn't know about sex, so it was just like almost like you're dreaming. And you're dreaming about like just women. Or not women, girls at that time. Like closer to your age. Like your age at the time. So when I was doing this. But I mean, that was later. Right there, I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know what I was thinking about. I was just like in confusion. And, you know, you're just like your first time trying something. You don't know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, like magic. This feeling arises, and then, like, I didn't know it at the time, but, like, yeah, I fucking came when I was a kid. Just by masturbating. But in the wrong fucking way that I didn't know until later. You're not supposed to rub your cock against your leg. That's not how you do it. But, whatever. So I thought this was, okay, this is masturbating. You rub your cock against your leg. So then I did this because it was such a good feeling. How could you not? You know, if you have this thing. And I don't know, like, was it bad? Was it not? Like, I was still figuring it out. It was just like this weird thing. Is my little secret nobody knew about. Because it's like I knew that, you know, the man was caught in the bank. So it can't be like something that you want to do in public. You know, I knew that much. So I would do this. Again and again and again, however times I wanted. And it was really innocent, though. It was like I wasn't thinking of, like, all this weird shit. It was just like I was thinking about girls closer to my age. And at the start, it was like, you know, you're fucking thinking about hugging them. You know, I used to think about hugging this girl by the trampoline. I remember that. And then, so long ago now. It's fucking crazy. And then, I better put this on because I'm talking about this. And then, yeah, and then it evolved into kissing. And then as I found out more and more, you know, health class or whatever, they taught you about, like, sex and, like, all that stuff. And then I found out, like, whoa, what? Like, you know, when I knew some stuff, I knew about titties at the time, like, later that happened. But, like, it's weird how it started. Oh. I don't want to shit myself out here. But then it evolved. But then something happened, okay? And I learned a lesson a hard way. Something very bad happened. Okay, I fucked up. Sometimes people mess up. I masturbated one day when I was very young, maybe let's say a couple years or a year after this, the incident. I'm jacking off in my bed by still rubbing my cock against my leg, and I decided today's the day. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do a marathon of, I'm gonna do it once and then twice and then maybe even thrice. Like that type of day. I don't know how many times I did it, but I came once, then I went again, and I wanted to see how long I could do it. And you know, like the speed that like a Looney Tunes character would run on the ground before he starts running. That's how fast I was rubbing my cock on my leg. By doing so for that long, I created a cut or whatever. Like, I forget what you call that. What, a burn? A burn, and so much friction that I scarred my cock. I scarred my cock. Okay? I scarred my cock. And by doing so, I scarred my life. It set it up for a very unique trajectory. Because I always knew myself as Scarcock. It was a burn, and I thought it would heal. It didn't heal. And now that was a hard lesson. But I suffered for it, and I feel ashamed of how it looks now. I feel, I always have this thought when I get with women, it's affected me. It's always, it won't hold me back really anymore. I know that. But, like, it was tough. It was tough, okay? So growing up, with that scar, I was ashamed of approaching women, really. And once I knew about sex, I always had jacking off. I always had that feeling to go back to, of like, whatever. It started, whether I had to rub my cock on my leg or when I figured it out later and I was just jacking off like a normal person. I always had that thing, and it was introduced so early that I just became friends with it, and it was part of my routine. It was just when I needed to come, boom. When I got that feeling, that sexual urge, I always just, before I even knew what I was doing or what was right or wrong, I was fucking coming. Okay? So you just have to know that about me. So it's kind of crazy. I can't believe it. But yeah, so I started, going with that throughout my whole life. And I didn't really need women in the sense of like to get rid of that urge, because I just got rid of it myself. Still get rid of it myself. Okay? It feels very nice to talk about. And it's just been something I can't shake. It's like, I'm always in my head, It's been there for so long. It's like, do I have the strength to get rid of it? And then that mindset of like how my dick looks and how it affects me and the magnification of it in my own mind, that level is a lot. So when I was going through school, I just looked to become friends with women, because I didn't need to get anywhere else, because I was fine where I was. So I was like, damn, okay. And then once I found about like sex and everything, if you're a traumatized kid or you're in like a bad like poverty, like you got bad parents, then like you're probably gonna know about sex a lot earlier. Like public schools probably would have. Me, I was in a private school, Christian private school, and I mean, yeah, when they dropped that bomb in health class, that's when shit changed. After that, it was all about sex. They finally let you in on the big secret. They unlocked it for you. And then suddenly, everything is about sex. Every fucking thing is about hooking up with either a male or a female. And to keep doing that is needed or you'll get ostracized. It's weird if you don't fucking fuck. But keep it a secret. Shh. This is a very weird thing. I was a friend to women, but I never, I was sexually attracted to them, but I kind of held back because of religious reasons, and then on top of that, because of my my cock that's scarred. It's like Scarface, but then in this case, there's a scar. Okay. I started to realize that there's a lot that men do for women, and give up for women, and for sex, okay? Because I've been there, I've been overloaded with a lot of clear thinking in regards to no sexual desire for women, because I would jack off a lot. So this led me to have a unique life in the way that, or in the sense that, when talking to women, when talking to everybody, there's no sex behind anything. It was just like, yeah, I already, what's that? What do they call that? There's a name for that. Yeah, whatever it is, right here. Whatever that is. But I had that clear thinking. And I've noticed that for whatever reasons, we can all speculate, women have gotten a lot of power from sex. And I mean, the length that a man goes to copulate with a woman is pretty insane to me. When I think about it. Before I was scared to talk about it, scared to talk about a lot of things. But, I'm weird. But I've seen from the outside, just watching, kind of like a robot, I've seen that it's kind of, might not be the best thing for certain men to actually get into a relationship nowadays. Like, we got to go, first of all, we have to go presently. Like, present time, what is the case here? What is the knowledge we have as a people, as humans, as Canadians? And what do we know about marriage, relationships, all this stuff? And we need to look at that, and we need to talk about this. What do you have to do? In life. Okay? Now, what do you want to do in life? Okay? Think about it. I'm thinking, okay, a lot of people say that they want to have, I don't know, I just want to have, a nice girl, have a nice job, maybe have some kids, a nice property. That's what I hear in my life. Now, that's the same thing as everybody else, okay? I think people need to go on they might need to go on a different life path than the usual like that. But for some reason, to not be in a sexual relationship with someone, either male or female, at any time is so weird for people that we have a hard time accepting that. And it's so weird. If you do just jack off, or if you do just like rub your pussy or whatever, like we all do it. Slowly but surely, we're kind of realizing like, no, 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 it's okay. But now we're debating like, okay, religious people, well, we're not debating this, but religious people are not okay with this. Atheist people are okay with masturbation. And now we're just debating really what what's the balance of it, I think. That's the question. Like, if you need it and you need to use it, what is the balance? How do you go about it? And that's a whole nother discussion. But for whatever reason, I think we've just like demonized that whole other way of operating with a sexual urge. And why? Like, can we question it now? Like, slowly getting out of this old way of thinking with all these things, and we have new technology, new ways of thinking. Can we go back on the subject of this and really look at like what's going on here? What is with this weird like fraternity where if you're not getting laid consistently and reproducing consistently, if you are not reproducing, you are, I don't know, it's getting towards it's like not a value. Like you need to get on that type thing. Like people stare at you like, "Oh, okay, you're single?" And then they want to know why. Like right away. Like, okay, there has to be a reason why you're single. It's just something to talk about, but it's detrimental to us as a society if we go about that, I think. Because, I mean, one, um, if it's sex, okay, we've chosen sex as the thing we all want to do, okay? Everybody wants to bang because apparently banging is the best thing on the planet, okay? Now, if you want to bang, you're probably going to need a woman because the woman just seems to be I'm just going to speak as a man, okay? I'm not going to worry about speaking for women. But a woman is something that the man goes to, okay? So she's like the beacon. She's like the thing you go to instead of like, she doesn't come to you, you come to her type thing, okay? She has the child. She carries the child for 9 months. So she's the HQ of sex. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, man, I shouldn't have smoked that joint. I'm having a hard time staying on track here. But since the woman is the HQ of sex, she runs the show. Like if you need sex, you go through her. So it's kind of, I feel, throughout time now and with everything now presently, it's women have a monopoly on sex where it's like, not monopoly, that's the wrong word, but they're almost worshipped because they have the gates to sex. They hold the keys to your fucking. So, and your acceptance into society, in a sense. Like, creepy. Stay on track. Gotta stay on track, you will. So, anyways, they hold the keys, okay? You gotta go, you got the plug, you need to find an outlet. So, boom, boom, boom. Now, I think because of that, a lot of corporations have gotten in on this, a lot of advertising, marketing, because who does all the shopping? You go in malls, boom, what do you see? How many guys' stores do you see in malls? Women do most of the shopping. They get advertised to the most. So more messages are being put to them. So they're more like controlled, I would say, in a sense. They listen. Like they've been controlled. And let's all admit, on the low key, as a man, this is what I see. I don't want to say women are dumb, but like, you guys have been propagandized a lot, okay? You guys have eaten a lot of propaganda because it's worked really well for you, because the people who put the propaganda out there and all these media messages over time, they give you a good deal. They have one hand behind their back, they're like, here, and they give you like a wad of hundreds. In a sense, you know, they give you a lot of things, you know. Ugh, divorce your husband, you'll get half the house, type thing. But like, there's so many things, I can't list all the stuff. But throughout your life, you're just given a sense that, like, as a man, woman is way, go to woman. Then no matter who you are and where you are, you can at least always say to another man, well, my family and my wife. And then you're instantly accepted, and you're now like, you're at least a human. But if I go and I say, oh, I'm single, and I am a YouTuber who goes out in the woods, and I just make YouTube videos in the Canadian wilderness. And they go, what? Okay. Like, they go like, oh yeah, they go, that's dope. You got a girlfriend? The amount of times I've been asked that. As a man, I mean, who hasn't, right? Like, if you're single, it's like, go, what's going on here? Fuck you. Go. What is with this pressure to reproduce? What is with this pressure? Why do we need to have so many people on the planet? Now, I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't care if we do or don't. I'm just saying, what's with the pressure of like constantly reproducing? Okay? And like, we need to be focusing more on the people we have here and how we're raising them to make quality over quantity. Not just like fucking have a kid. Like, yeah, you have a kid. Like, let's say I have a kid. Okay? I give all my time and energy for him. And then to give him a better life. Then he goes and he has a son, and he does all that he can for him, gives up his whole life, works like a dog his whole life, spends all his money on his kid, and like sacrifices his time too and everything. Boom. Give this kid knowledge and everything. Good stuff. But then he does that same thing for his son, passes all this knowledge on to him. When does it stop? When does the kid go like, okay, thank you, lineage, ancestors. Now I'm going to take all of this and use it to do something and dedicate my entire life towards that. I see it as two life paths. There's one, you can get hooked up with a woman and go down the path of keeping her your partner till death. Okay, and you can go down the path of having a child and having a house and a car and all that stuff, and then taking care of the child as best you can. And that is a certified gold standard, approved by everyone, including me, good way to live. Okay? But I think more people need to realize that there's another path that is you dedicate your life for something else, and you use all of your energy on something else, something that you are passionate passionate about, and you dedicate your life to that. And if we lived in a world where there was two accepted, to where that second one where, okay, you jack off, you masturbate, whatever, it's okay, but what are you doing with that extra time and energy that you have? That's what it should be, I think. Like, how are you gonna tell me they're just so powerful? Women just have this, like, it's such a weird set of checklists and symbols that women need now. It's such a weird game, so businesslike. So, when I'm talking to a woman, which is rare, but it happens, it's like, it's almost like, if you want to go further with her, you just need to present a series of symbols and check off boxes for her. Like, it's like every woman is just looking for symbols and just want to check off boxes. Like, oh, he said this line. Oh, he did this. Oh, he didn't do that. All symbols of things that you just present to a woman. Now, you have to, because if you don't, then if you do the dance incorrectly and you make a joke that wasn't funny, you know, say something wrong, do something awkward, any ick moment, and you ruin her sexual desire for you, then you're out, like yesterday's dinner. You're old news. It's so shaky now for a woman to keep a woman. I've noticed, especially, like, I've just noticed it, guys. It requires so much out of you. You have to sacrifice every goddamn thing in your life. Totally dedicated to juggling her, juggling the kids. And I don't know how you even do sex for that, like, that much effort. I mean, another thing to me is, I get to talk my shit tonight. Okay, I know I am, weird for just jacking off, okay? I don't like it myself. But, at least with me, I go in, boom, boom, boom. It's like a bank heist. You're in, you're out. I know what I'm looking for. I go in there, I go out, and I'm out. And then I go back to business. What was I doing? When I jack off now, boom, I go and I hold off as long as I can, okay? Just as long as you can. And if you can't control it anymore, boom, now's the time. But you go until you can't control it. Can you control it still? Okay, then don't masturbate. If you can't control it, then masturbate. Not this strict, like, none, and then, like, just like crazy. Just when you need to, do it. Don't go insane. Don't go crazy. Don't go like, oh my God, I need to fuck. Like, fuck. Like a fucking Wile E. Coyote. Just do it. But then don't use porn. I would say don't use porn. And that's something that I need to do as well. It's fucking almost impossible. How are you going to know? I mean, look, I've seen, from my experiences, I've seen more women naked than I don't know. Name a king. Like, I've seen more women naked than I'll ever, like, and more beautiful than I'll probably ever get feasibly, unless I dedicated my life to getting a banging 10 out of 10 woman. I would never get these women, and I get to see them naked. Like, I don't know. You know, when you look at it from like a logical standpoint, but okay, don't use porn. I would say I want to try that more, you know. But anyways, normal people, okay, healthy people, they have to play a game of if they want to get off, if they're at that point where it's like, then they need to do a whole circus of um, tricks and performances to get the engine running and then be able to get there and then go back to what they were doing or just go to bed or whatever, right? But why is this so bad? I mean, like jacking off. I mean, for a dude, I don't know if women understand. I don't think they understand. The feeling that you get when you haven't fucked and you are in, you know, I mean, what age? You know, the age range where you want to fuck. It's not like you're castrated, you know. It's not like there's just a feeling that you will go insane if you don't. It's just biological. It's fucked. Like, don't fight that. It's like it's such a strong feeling. Feels so good. It's just a conundrum. It sucks. I wish I almost wish sex didn't exist. Okay? I know that's crazy. I'll put this on. I almost wish it didn't exist. Because I think it ruins a lot of things. Watch out here. I think it really ruins a lot of things. You know, I wish women and men could just get along without sex in the picture. You know, and I've had that. I've had like, hello? I've had parties and stuff where everybody wasn't looking to fuck each other. I mean, everybody in our group did end up fucking, like, or like looking for to fuck at one point. Everybody in the group, but like there was a time where it's like, I remember me. I was interacting with like the chickie poos, and we were just friends. We were literally just friends, and it was amazing. It wasn't even lame. It wasn't even like gay or fucking stupid or whatever. It was actually like the best times in my life so far. You know, having these parties, going out and doing all this dumb shit as a teenager, and it's like I didn't even want to fuck these women. We were just all having fun, and then sex comes in and ruins it. And what happened? What happened with the group? I'll tell you what happened with the group. The freaking every girl got paired with one guy, and they all slowly left the group, and they all slowly toned it down, and they said, "Oh, I guess I'll settle down now. Yeah, I guess no, I think I'm done doing that. I guess I'll settle down. I wonder what my parents are doing." Like, no, bro, don't settle down. This is not the time to settle down. Like, or whatever, right? Every human do their own thing, but like, are you sure you want to settle down? Like, life is so crazy. You could change. You could solve a problem for every human. You could dedicate your time. And what do? You just have a kid and you train him to be like every other fucking kid that ever existed. And you don't go too crazy, and you don't shoot for the stars. At least if you have a kid, please homeschool them and just do your best. Like, really do your best. Because we need better kids, stronger kids, wiser kids. We don't need more people. We just need to take care of the kids that we have so far. You know, hell, that would be a thing. A generation that just solved the world's problems instead of reproduced. Hell, what do you think of that? That would be a hell of a generation. That's what I want to do. I'm on that wave. But sex is not a bad, like, it just is what it is, right? It's this weird thing. And it is a beautiful thing. And people need to do it. But do we all need to do it? No. I think the answer there is no. You know? What the fuck are we so ashamed about jacking off? Monkeys do it. Fuck. Is it just my hand? Like, what the fuck is so shaming about, like, yeah, I watch naked women on the internet because I got this weird feeling in my, like, I smoke a joint after work. Like, it's the same. You just want the good feeling, like a fucking monkey. You want that feeling. But I'm getting off topic. When a man is with a woman nowadays, every damn thing that man does is tested by the woman. Every single thing she notices. Because they are trained to notice. They notice every fucking thing. How you do it, and they all have these check boxes, these lightning fast things that go in their head, where they go, if he does this, I'll think this. If he does this, I'll think this. And fuck, like, and it just, you gotta go through so much stress to keep a woman happy by performing these acts that you actually have to, you know, open the door. Is he gonna open the door? Is he not gonna open the door? Okay, is he gonna pay for the check? Is he not gonna pay for the check? Is he gonna open my door when I go to the car? Is he not gonna open the door when I go to my car? Like, you know, it's just like this endless amount of things. And if you don't, you're fucking out. It actually, if a man dedicates his life to getting a woman, he has to change himself to the woman's liking. Like me, I'm free, okay? I didn't change myself to make a woman happy. I'm just myself, okay? But I couldn't be this if I wanted to get a woman. I can't pull up and look like this. And then you got the viewers say, oh yeah, you can though. But like, okay, you know what I mean. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult. You have to do certain things, you know. You have to change yourself and lose some of your innocence. Because some of the things, women only care what turns them on. You know, not, well, that's not the only thing they care about, but that's like a big thing they care about. What turns them on? And what turns them on is not always nice. It's not always nice. It's not always good, as we would call it. And the requirement to turn her on requires you to do things that aren't really, you know, quote unquote good. So what do? You have to sacrifice, if you want that woman, a little bit of yourself. A little bit of your soul needs to die. I'm sorry. You know, it's just, you want pussy? I mean, the guys who really get pussy now, what are they? They're just demonic like. And I don't even know if demons are real or but I actually think, you know, I actually don't know. But whatever. Demonic traits, like emotionless, just like zombie, like robot, like just one thing on their mind, animal, like you have to be just that as a man. And I'm not that. So that's not it. But you have to just go through these gauntlets and change yourself and all this thing. And for what? For her to leave you and take half your house and just fuck some other dude? Like, are you kidding me? Fuck it. I want my life to be different. I mean, having a kid that is the good part. But this whole idea we still have of like being with a partner until death is absolutely crazy. I mean, it may be whatever the truth, whatever, but like, it's just like, have we taken it? We've taken it a little too far, haven't we? Like, till death, be with another human spirit? Like, that just seems not right. Like, think about how fast you're meeting spirits or humans, right? Like, how many you meet a new human, like, or you just see them, like, you're always passing by people. To say that a human's like a spirit, the correct thing is to stop and say, no, you and me, we're gonna be here, we're gonna be together forever. Like, that seems crazy to me. It used to make sense. I mean, to take care of a child, though, you do need something like that. But not in the sense that you're anything more special than a mom and dad. And a mom and dad is nothing more than just a male and female teacher. You know? And that's worth it. I mean, that's worth it because you're taking care of your kid. It's your kid, and you're teaching it about the world. But it's so common nowadays and so not respected, really, that it's just everybody's fucking and everybody's having kids and fuck it and whatever. You know, we just don't think about it too much. We don't place the emphasis on it. Bada bing, bada boom, we fucked up. So now, this generation, or the generation onward that the viewer's in, we need to change it. We need to start doing other things. Living a different type of life path. I don't know what we call it. I would call the first one marriage life path. What about the second one? Maybe you don't even jack off. Maybe you just have partners and no kid, and just freedom. Not just tie it down to the same thing that your dad did and his dad did and his dad did and that guy did on the street and that guy, like the same fucking life every fucking time. Like, are you kidding me, guys? Viewer, look, this is what I think. I really think this. God has seen everything. He's seen. Okay, I'm just going to try to explain this. I believe your eyes are kind of like a camera lens, okay? And I believe what you're experiencing is kind of like, a recorder. I believe life is recording in a sense. In a sense, audio, video. You're experiencing audio and video right now in your body. Duh. But what I'm saying is, you're not the only one that can potentially experience your reality. Okay? And I think that God experiences your reality because God is everything. You are me, I am you, that type of thing. God is experiencing what I'm doing right now currently. I'm looking at a camera right now in the middle of the woods. Coyotes surrounding me. And you're watching this video right now. God is experiencing both of us in our lifetimes. It has been. This is for all our knowledge, humans, everything, life's knowledge, everything that's playing out. Okay? Why would we do the same thing again and again and again? Like we've seen, God's seen Romeo and Juliet get together a million fucking times. Okay? We know everything that happens with the Romeo and Juliet story. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Is there another story we could see? Can we entertain the world, the God, in another way? I think we can. So, anywho, whoa, that candle's done. Damn, got destroyed. Look, viewer, you can do whatever you want. Obviously, you already know that. You're gonna do whatever you believe is right. But let me just say, if you are a boy or a man, you can get pussy at any age. Okay? At any age. You can get friends at any age. Just focus on your passion, what you're being called, your spirit, your gut, whatever you want to call it. Your gut feeling is guiding you in life towards the thing that you need to do. Do it. Don't let anybody stop you. And don't let sex and all that shit stop you. You know, me, myself included, I need to remember this as well. The best characters are single. Think of any main character. Okay, think of the best main characters. They're single. That doesn't have an actual answer, okay? Don't debate that. Don't waste time with that. But basically, like, yo, let's say you're a virgin. Let's say you want to be a virgin. This is another point, okay? Maybe you don't even want to get involved with sex, which would be crazier. That would be, if you did that your whole life, you might be one of the top humans of all time. If you were a virgin your entire life. Nowadays, you might be, and you might get powers. I don't even know at that point. You might live till you're 200. If you can actually keep your virginity, never delve into the sex world at all, I don't even know what would happen. I'll give you a tip if the viewer wants to do that. I can't already. I'm done. You know, I know I can't believe it either. But the viewer, if you want to do it, you want to go your whole life a virgin. Just remember, virginity is not cool. It's not lame. Okay? It all just depends on what signal it all just depends on what signal you're putting out. Okay? If you're a virgin and you look like a virgin, like the symbol in people's minds when they think of a virgin, the symbols that are attributed to virginity, if you avoid those symbols, you will be seen as a cool virgin or a chill virgin, a good virgin. But if you do all the things that a bad virgin does, or a lame virgin, or whatever, or a virgin, as people think it, then you'll be seen as negative. But people don't know until you show them, really. So, you know, it's like when you see when you're in school or whatever, or just out and about, and you see goth kids or emo kids or whatever, right? And it's basically the pasty white kids. Okay, and they have their hair dyed like a color. Okay, this is an example of what I'm talking about. Stay with me, viewer. And they have their hair dyed whatever color, turquoise, fucking, it looks awful. Okay, these are pasty white kids. This is what they do. And this used to happen more back in the day. Oh my God, did I just say back in the day? Oh my God. No, no, no. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. So you see those kids, and it looks so bad because it's all greasy and like it's just straight and like not like it's just like ew, they don't know what they're doing. They haven't really figured out. They just do what they like with style or fashion, and it's actually good, but they're just not. They haven't taken into consider what other people think, you know. So it looks awful. It could be better. Um, but that doesn't mean that colored hair is lame. That's my point. Whew. That's my point, guys. That doesn't mean that colored hair is lame. Just because somebody does it lame doesn't mean it's lame. I took a mile, a day to get to that point. But I hope you get it. So when I'm talking about virginity, like just because those guys did it lame, okay? Just because those virgins did it lame doesn't make you a lame virgin. Okay? You can do it differently. And you can take that, that's with anything, right? Like me as a clown. That's an example. Just because other clowns did it that way doesn't mean I have to do it this way. And that's a big thing that people don't really act on too much. They need to think about that. You know? Just like if we take a marriage or whatever. Just because they did it that way doesn't mean I have to do it this way. But most people do it that way, which is not good. But me and you, viewer, we need to show them the thing. Face our fears. Do the thing we want to do. Do the thing we're passionate about. So, said what I wanted to say, and I wanted to share um, what I wanted to share. Uh, that thing. I haven't told anybody that. The fact I can share it with you, that has given me a freedom I don't think most people know. It's out there. I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I'll talk about it. I still jack off. I'm still struggling with it. I want to know if jacking off is really bad, though, or is it just like religion and everybody's thoughts about things that make it bad? Is it really bad? Or does it just need control? Just like the monkey, right? Like, does the monkey just need to control himself? The one that doesn't fuck the other, the bitch, as they would say? Or the female monkey? He doesn't get any pussy because he's not strong enough and he didn't win the fight. You know? Does he just have to control? What does that monkey have to do? The outcast monkey. That's what I want to know about. When the monkey is outcast, that chimp is outcast, the baboon is outcast, what would a smart monkey do? But anyways, I took enough of your time tonight, guys. I'm sick of a lot of things. I'm sick of jacking off. I've done that my whole life. My whole life. I have never been totally away from that, from sex, from drugs, from alcohol. I don't remember the last time I've been totally sober. I just don't remember it. So I'm going to smoke my last joint here. I am sick, guys, of I've given up of just being the same old me, and I'm ready to turn the dial up again. I turned it up when I wanted to do this channel. You know, that fear dial, that adrenaline dial, I turned that up. Weed turned out to be a big thing in my life now. I'm not a heavy drinker. Smokes had me for a bit. Vaping had me for a bit. But tonight, I make a change now, and 26 years old, I need to redirect my energy to doing something, doing my passion. I want to make the viewer proud. So, I'm going to smoke this last joint. And I'm going to go 90 days completely sober. And I'm going to be the best I've ever been so far. You can always be the best version of you so far. That's always an opportunity. And that's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to beat my high score. I'm going to be the healthiest I've ever been. And I'm going to go 90 days. I've never went 90 days completely sober in my life. Besides when I was a kid, but just so long I don't even remember that. I want to smell things again. I want to just sober. I want to be at peace. I want to live with minimal things. Everything I have around me needs to matter to me. I want to enjoy water. I want to enjoy simple things. And I want to be sober. I'm going to go 90 days. No jacking off. No smoking weed. No smoking cigarettes. No vaping. Only wine. No wine. No wine. No. I'll do wine because I won't drink. I won't drink. I hate drinking. I know I won't have too much wine. But I mean, I feel like you got to give yourself something because everybody has something. But a little bit of wine every now and again. I mean, Jesus did it, didn't he? Pretty sure. If Yeshua did it, I mean, I'll have some wine. But I'm going to go 90 days. And I'm going to get as healthy. I'm going to get the most healthy I've ever been in my life. This is the last video before the end of the year. I need to get as strong as Yeshua. As strong as I can. Make my ancestors proud. Make everybody who's watching me proud. Make the viewer proud. People, when they look at you, they want to see that you're healthy. And I get it. And I want to know what's going to happen. You know, what's going to happen to me? How am I going to look? How am I going to feel? I've never experienced this before. The stage I am now, as healthy as I could be. What will I feel? Climb that mountain, you know, just because they climbed it, I need to climb it myself. We need to climb it ourselves. You and I, viewer. So that's what I'm doing. This is the last video before the end of 2025 for me. I'm going to go into hibernation. I got a lot of stuff coming up in my life, so I can't, you know, this year I'm happy. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's the last episode of the year. It's been a hell of a year for me. That's about it, guys. Thank you for watching.